Welcome to Munchkin Land, a show where we sit around and play games, and we are back once more. I think that we're just going to play this game for forever now on this channel.
Really?
Yeah, it's the Arkham Horror living card game, or the card game.
I thought we wanted views.
But we actually do have quite a few views. Thank you for those people watching it. They say they enjoy watching our antics. I don't know if that's because they laugh so much, or they shake their head, or they just enjoy screaming, and it's cathartic in that way. Comment section below. We are up to scenario 4 now, Brad.
Are we?
The Boundary Beyond. And we've been kind of given some hints and some clues in previous episodes that there may be some time travel involved with
Maybe.
this. Yeah. So here's where there's a lot of reading that's going on in this, and a lot of weird setup that's going on with this. So bear with us for just a second. Rays of hot yellow sunlight beat down on you from above as your car speeds down the dusty highways of southern Texas just outside of San Antonio. It's been several days since you hit the road from Arkham on your way to Mexico City, where you may be able to get answers from one of Alejandro's associates, or even better, from his adversaries in academia. They're adversaries in academia, Brad.
Oh, very, very lame ones.
Your recent investigation in Arkham uncovered much, but despite all the knowledge you laid bare, the trail went cold soon after. The Brotherhood that you exposed in Arkham, which is weird because we did not expose any Brotherhood. I mean, we saw those Brotherhood cult members.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and looked at those other scenarios, the other clues, and there's so much that we left on the table.
Hey man, but I'm thinking about what came off the table.
I understand that, but I mean, there are some weird. There's high strangeness that went on in that game, depending on which act we would have followed or continued to follow. But anyway, there is the Brotherhood that we have exposed in Arkham has all but vanished from the city. Its members left behind little information as to their next objective other than the name, the Nexus of Nakai, a place of power that Ikthakta believes is the Brotherhood's ultimate destination. Enigmatic as ever, the Etzli warrior sits in the passenger seat next to you. She is tense and coiled like a spring, the Ford's leather seat offering her little comfort. In order, read each of the following sections. Check your campaign log. If the investigators forged a bond with Ikthaka, the lead investigator reads Ikthakta's quest.
We didn't.
If Ikthaka is in the dark, is that where we're at?
Ikthaka is in the dark.
All right. Ikthaka is quiet and pensive for the majority of your journey. Your questions are met with a wall of silence and a steely glare. Whatever she has planned, you are being left in the dark. Each investigator begins this scenario with 2 fewer cards in his or her hand. So, penalty. So we get to draw 3 cards instead of 5 cards.
Wow.
Check the campaign log. If the investigators found the missing relic...
we recovered... Yes, the investigators found the missing relic. Yes.
Throughout the journey south, the device you recovered from the clutches of the Brotherhood continues its endless humming, wrapped in a thin bedsheet on the back seat of your car. Your understanding of the relic's nature is deepening. The investigator with the Relic of Ages, a device of sonic sorts in his or her deck, swaps it with the new version of Relic of Ages included in the Mythos pack, Relic of Ages. Oh, man. I don't know if I've done that. Okay. That's fine. We'll find it if it comes out. I'm pretty sure... I double check my deck here.
So you said the original Relic of Ages.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I will have to go and have the Relic of Ages from which, let's see.
Well, let's be sure to not pause the video.
Some sort. Nope, this is the Foretelling the Future. Yep, I've got the right one.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Check the campaign log. If the investigators rescued Alejandro, which we did not.
No. Alejandro is missing.
Alejandro is missing. An empty seat. Somewhere just north of the border, you stop to rest for the night. Your eyes are drawn to the empty seat behind you, and you wonder where Alejandro is right now. You suffer no ill effects.
I bet he's wrapped in a bedsheet humming.
He might be. Check your supplies. Any one investigator must cross off 1 gasoline from his or her supplies.
Didn't think to bring gasoline.
Out of gas. Fuel is a constant concern throughout your journey south. You are able to refuel several times along the way at general and hardware stores, but eventually your car putters out along the side of the road just north of the southern border. You and Ikthaktha are forced to walk several miles to the nearest town to refuel, setting you back several hours. When drawing opening hands during this scenario, investigators cannot take a mulligan. So we're down to 3 cards, no mulligans. Wow.
Wow. I love you too, game.
After arriving in Mexico City, you are disheartened to find very little information regarding the Brotherhood or the Nexus. You pursue the archives of the city's librarians and universities, but come up empty-handed. You can't find any of Alejandro's former colleagues in the city, and even his enemies refuse to speak to you, save for one, a woman named Padma Amrita, who studied Alejandro's work before he came to Arkham. She agrees to meet with you at a trendy lounge in the southern part of the city late at night. Ikthaktha remains a short distance away, observing your new informant silently. Padma knows a lot about Alejandro's research and even claims to have heard of the Nexus of Nakai, even though she refuses to tell you how to find it. It's a fool's errand, she tells you. There's nothing to find, just a myth. Trust me, many have searched for it. None have found it. You point out that the Estley people were not a myth, and she responds with a charming smile. Perhaps not. But all this about the Estley still being alive, undiscovered for centuries? She laughs heartily. Bourgeois, pure and simple. Come now, you don't expect real scholars to believe that, do you? Your eyes are drawn to Ikthaktha, who is overhearing the conversation with crossed arms, her nails dug into her forearms. Padma eyes wander over as well, the hint of smirk on her lips. In any event, I apologize, but I don't have any information for you. Only a sap would continue this research any further. Good day. Padma leaves with another alluring smile, a sweet scent trailing behind her as she departs. Next page. Once she's out of sight, Ikthaktha sits down next to you, and you discuss your next move. After a week of failure after failure, she has grown impatient. You offer a few more suggestions regarding whom you could speak to next, but her mind is elsewhere. When you return to your hotel, she immediately retreats to her room to make preparations for tomorrow. You decide to settle in for the night, and before long, your mind is meanderingly, hazingly into a dreamless slumber. In the far recesses of your awareness, however, you can hear Ikthaktha reciting a cryptic incantation. So we've gathered the cards. Now this one, again, this is really a complicated setup. Not only are we drawing 3 cards, no mulligans, we also, depending on the number of tokens or the certain number of tokens in a bag, we had to build our encounter deck differently. So we are dealing with the Boundary Beyond, Temporal Flux, and Poison, as well as the Narcotic Brotherhood and the Guardians of Time encounter sets are all in this expansion. So we did get rid of the Dark Cults, and we also got rid of Yig's Venom and in this game.
Okay.
So we've set things out. Each investigator begins playing either Zocala or Coacan, his or her choice. Zocala or Coacan.
Well,
so here's this.
All right now, Coacan is in Mexico City, present day.
Mm-hmm.
Although not always part of Mexico City, Coyoacán has always been a historic area marked by narrow cobblestone streets and plazas. The ground shakes as you walk down one of the village's many confined paths, and you suspect there is more that lives below the surface.
Okay, well, we don't want to flip that over yet, do we?
Do we?
Well, we have to choose which one. Are you going to begin there or begin here? So
okay, I won't flip it yet.
Yeah.
All right. Zocalo, also Mexico City, present day, the main square in central Mexico City, once the ceremonial center of Tenochtitlan, stretches before you. Silver lightning flashes in the storm clouds overhead, and you are shocked to find a tide of blood swelling over the plaza. The entire city is bizarrely devoid of any life. Okay. I'll be going where there is not a tide of blood flowing over the plaza.
We'll Coacan or whatever it is. We also have an exploration deck. This one has 12 single-sided ancient locations in them, and as well as 1 copy of Window to Another Time, Timeline Destabilization, A Tear in Time, and Lost in Time. So there are only 4 cards, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cards.
4 bad cards.
4 bad cards in this set.
That's a pretty sizable deck of explorations.
Yeah. So we set Padma aside out of play. We've also pulled Acts 3A and Agenda 3A aside out of play. They are not part of the Act or Agenda decks for now. Set aside Poison Weakness, unless you already have one in your Investigator's deck. Shuffle the remainder of the encounter cards to build the encounter deck, which we did. We're almost ready to play, Brad.
All right.
Replacing locations. Throughout this scenario, you will be instructed to place new locations on top of existing ones. When a location is placed on top of a location that is already in play, it takes its place. All tokens, attachments, investigators, enemies, and other cards at the former location are considered now to be at the new location. They have not moved. The location simply changed. If a location leaves play and there is another location underneath it, that location takes its place. All tokens, attachments, investigators, enemies, and other cards at the location leaving play are considered to be now at the former location. So really, put a card on. If we take it off, everything just stays there.
Okay. Easy enough.
Easy enough. So I think we can take 5 resources and we can take our 3 starting cards. Jiminy Christmas, Brad. This bites. Oh, and then we can read. I'll let you read the agenda and the act decks, and then we'll read the location.
All right. Well, this is really annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a really, boy, would I be mulligan the dickens out of these 3 cards.
Me too. All right.
Act.
Agenda and act.
Agenda 1A. Boundary broken. Ichtaka is already up and about when you awaken, donning her traditional donning. Sorry, it's very
downing. I mean,
very tiny italicized print. Yeah, donning her traditional armor, her bow on her back, and a long blade at her side. Something is wrong, she states cryptically. I only meant to peer through the boundary. Her eyes are bloodshot, her face pale as a ghost. You suspect she hasn't slept all night. It matters not. It is time you witness the fate that will befall humanity if we fail.
No, so those are all the incantations that she was doing throughout the night.
8.
8 is the
doom level.
Doom, okay.
Act 1A. Crossing the threshold. As you depart the hotel, you realize that the landscape of the city has been altered. Silver lightning crackles in the sky overhead, and the earth rumbles deep below your feet. Monstrous polypus entities float just below the clouds. What is going on? You yell to Ichtaka over the whistling wind. What is this place? One future, she replies enigmatically. Objective. After the first Technoctilon location enters play by exploring successfully, advance.
Okay.
So we need to be exploring the heck.
Yeah. All right. So here's our location that you've already read. This is location, Mexico City, present day, Shroud of 2. No clues on here. As an action, take 1 damage or 1 horror and explore. Oh, no. Take a damage or a horror and explore.
Mm-hmm.
Draw the top card of the exploration deck if it is a location with a matching location symbol in the upper left-hand corner. Place it on top of this location, taking its place. Ugh. So this one is a purple star.
So it's the only thing we'd be exploring for is a purple star. We're not trying to get... Okay, there's also a connection here.
Oh, okay.
Yep. We're not... trying, and there's a connection here. All right. I thought we would be looking for... So you're just looking for the...
Yeah.
Probably the matching place.
Mm-hmm.
The place
probably
you
for all of these.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a little bit different because now...
So there are no clues.
Nope. Draw the top card of the exploration deck if it is a location with a matching location symbol in the upper left-hand corner. So this is like, turn it over. It's either going to be a bad card or a failure. Yeah. Shuffle it back. Shuffle the deck.
Shuffle the deck. You don't discard it.
Nope. I mean, if it's a bad card, you resolve it.
So that's take 1 damage or 1 horror. Maybe one of us should go someplace else and see if we can get a better deal.
I think so. I definitely think so. Would you like me to go first?
I don't care.
All right.
Now, this place is a dead end, so if you move there, you've got to spin to move away, as opposed to these other 3 where you can spin in a circle.
Okay. Well, I'm going to move over to the bloody square
Well, you should have just started there.
Doesn't matter. Now we've revealed two.
Okay.
Zocala. As an action, discard cards with a total combined cost of at least 5 from your hand, and then explore. Draw the top card of the exploration deck. If it is a location with a matching location symbol in the upper left-hand corner, place it on top of this location, taking its place. Wow. Okay. Unfortunately, I do not have enough cards in my hand that equal 5.
I do, but I'm going to play one.
So for my... Let's see.
For my next trick.
That was my first action. For my second action, I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to look at the Temple Ruins. Though the exact location of the main temple of Technolicon is not yet known, excavation has begun in search of the ruins of the many temples that once covered this area. Oh, also, no clues.
Yeah.
This has got a Shroud of 4. You have to use 2 actions here. Explore, draw the top card of the exploration deck if it is a location with a matching location symbol in the upper left-hand corner. Place it on top of this location, taking its place.
Well, that's not a bad deal.
No, but it does take 2 actions, and I don't have that many actions remaining.
No, but next turn you will.
Yes, so I think what I'll do is I will use my last action and draw a card for my third action.
All right.
Ugh, my God.
All right, I'm gonna walk over here to Chapultepec Park.
Okay.
One of the largest city parks in the West, the Bosque de Chapultepec is a beautiful ecological landmark overlooking the city, built in what was once a sacred forest many centuries ago.
All right.
Forced, after you fail a will test while at Chapultepec Park, take 1 horror. Here's why that matters.
Okay.
As an action, explore, test will at 3. If you succeed, draw the top card of the exploration deck. If it is a location with a matching location symbol in the upper left corner, place it on top of this location, taking its place.
Wow.
So
we just have to explore successfully to get the act to advance.
Yeah.
My will sucks.
Well, my
so I
will
won't be doing anything
is
over there.
Actually 1 better than that, but it's only 1 better than that. So I will start by I'll do my second action to make a will test.
Okay. So you have to succeed or take a horror.
I'm up by 1.
Okay.
-1.
Okay.
I succeeded.
Job. So now you get to explore.
Draw the top card. Draw the top card of the exploration deck. It does not match. Now this says, if it is a location with a matching location symbol in the upper left corner, placed on top of this location, taking its place. It does not say, reshuffle the deck.
But why wouldn't you? You would want to reshuffle.
I guess. I don't know. Because now we know this is the heart location, so we know.
Yeah, but if it's sitting here not shuffled back in.
What do the instructions say?
Doesn't say anything.
It's the exploration.
The exploration is much different in this game than what we've played before. Each explorability indicates a particular type of location that you're seeking to draw. If a location of that type is drawn, it is put into play and you move to that location. This is considered a successful exploration. If any other location is drawn, place it next to the exploration deck and draw the next card from the exploration deck. Repeat the process until a location of the indicated type is drawn or a treachery is drawn. After this action is ended, shuffle each location next to the exploration deck back into the exploration deck. If a treachery card is drawn, it is resolved as normally. If it is discarded, place it in the encounter discard pile as you would normally. There is no discard pile for the exploration deck. This is considered an unsuccessful exploration. As a single-sided location is put into play from the exploration deck, place clues on that location equal to its clue value. It doesn't say anything about, this instruction says as an action, draw 1 card. It doesn't say that the exploration instructions here say keep drawing cards until you get a right one. Right?
Well, no, it says if you succeed, draw the top card of the exploration deck. If it is a location with a matching location symbol in the upper left corner, I think we keep drawing cards. I think explorers explore.
Okay. I mean, I'm fine. I'm totally fine with that. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the instructions are super not clear in this instance when it's like, so it doesn't matter.
Well, there are 4 bad cards in there,
right,
and
but,
1 good card.
Right, but so think of it this way: there are actually some bad things, like you have to take a horror, and if you fail on your exploration, or you have to take a horror and then you get to explore.
I take a horror and I don't get to explore.
No, like on these other locations. So this location says take a damage or 1 horror and explore.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Draw the top card of the exploration deck. So the implication is, well, I guess it would be very unfair if you had to continue to take that damage or that horror.
Yeah.
Through the deck.
Like do 2 actions. You're only going to get to do that 1 time per turn.
I mean, I don't know. I'm totally okay with
I'm
using the explore instructions that are in the book.
I'm confident that those instructions still apply.
Okay. All right. I am. Go ahead and draw the next. Because then the act deck moves ahead very quickly.
And this is a star.
Okay.
And this is window to another time.
So
treachery.
It fails.
Peril. Revelation. You must either choose and shuffle an ancient location back into the exploration deck, or place 1 doom on the current agenda. This effect can cause the current agenda to advance. Now, as I believe those instructions say, this goes into the discard pile.
And now to reshuffle.
I reshuffle.
But now your turn is over.
Well, is it? I've only taken 2 actions.
Well, I mean, if you want to take another test, because it says for the Explorer, if a treachery card is drawn, it is resolved as normal.
Yeah, my exploring
is considered an unsuccessful exploration.
Yeah. You betcha.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, I will. I'm trying to think. Do I want to? What I'm going to do? I am going to test my will again.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw in a card.
All right.
I'm going to play Dark Horse just to give me some +2 on this one.
Okay. That's the second time in 2 games that you've thrown away that card, that you've used it.
That way.
Yeah, that way. Ooh.
Wiggly
Fish
Deed.
head. Oh my goodness. That's the easy way? -4.
-4.
If you fail, place 1 clue from the token pool on the nearest ancient location. Well, we can't even do that.
No.
Did you fail?
I failed. Okay. -4. -4. That's absurd.
I know, right? So those are all your
turns.
turns.
Right, so I do take I take 1 horror.
Ugh. If only you had somebody who could take horror away from you.
Well, you know what? I will put it on Dookie Duke.
All right. All right, enemy turn. There are no enemies in play. So now it's the upkeep phase. Reset your cards. And let us draw a card and gain a resource. Ugh.
Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
I know, right? And then we will move to the Mythos phase. We'll add a second token to the agenda.
Sorry.
Nope, that's all right. And then I will draw an encounter card, and I get Arrows from the Trees. Take 1 damage, plus 1 additional damage for each ally asset you control. Well, that's not 1. Each other investigator at an ancient location must also resolve that effect. So you don't have to do that, but I will take 1 damage out of that. And I have no allies that I control. So there you go. All right, Brad.
All right.
That wasn't too bad.
Shadowed. Scheme. Revelation. If there are no cultist enemies in play, take 1 horror and Shadowed gains Surge.
Oh, man.
Now I've got 2 horror on me. Oh, well. 2 on Duke.
Okay.
And it gains Surge. Hand of the Brotherhood. Here's my cultist. Humanoid cultist. Spawn any empty location. Forced. After the last clue is discovered from an ancient location, if Hand of the Brotherhood is ready, place 1 doom on Hand of the Brotherhood. While Hand of the Brotherhood is ready, actions and whirligig abilities on its location and connecting locations cannot be triggered. Kind of want to put him down here, but maybe we want to go there.
Stuff?
He fights at 2. He has 2 hit points, and his agility is 2.
I could take him. So you could put him in here at this empty location.
All right.
Because he doesn't have move or hunter or anything like that, or
Nope,
prey.
he's
He
just
has spawn.
He's blocking that other location over
That's
there,
all right.
but we don't care.
That's all right.
All right.
Okay. I guess I will. I guess I'll spend 2 actions.
Okay.
And explore. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for circle, and I get a star, and I get a tear in time. Test my willpower at 3. For each point you fail by, you must either lose 1 action or take 1 horror. Okay. This will be interesting. I will go ahead and throw in unexpected courage to get me up to 3. I lose, so I lose by 1. So I will lose my final action.
Wow.
And we will reshuffle this deck.
So I'm kind of thinking maybe I want to walk down to that other location.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm up by 1.
Yeah, I mean, whatever makes the most sense, because we really want to advance the act, but the only way we can advance the act is if we explore successfully. So my turn is done. Now it's your turn, Brad.
I mean, it's probably something cruddy down there.
It could be.
I'll make the will test.
Okay. But you have to take a horror, so maybe not. Right? I mean, if you fail...
So Duke has taken as much horror as he can, and I've got a 5. I don't know, man. I mean, I could go over there and just
that one you just take a damage.
So I have to take a horror. Here I don't have to. There's a chance I won't take a horror. Right. Because I got a chance.
So here you could take a damage.
Right, but I have a chance to not take anything.
Okay. All right.
I'm up by 1. I'm up by 1.
Ah, Elder Sign.
All right. Ready, Duke, and I got a +2. Duke is already ready.
All right. So now you get to explore.
All right. So 2 of the 4 cards are gone.
Yes.
Timeline destabilization. You shuffle those, right?
Yes, I did.
Revelation, test will at 1. This test gets +1 difficulty for each ancient location in play.
Well, there's no ancient locations in play, so, we're going to actually be pretty well off here in a minute. I say, jinxing us.
Right. So I'm up by 3.
Okay.
-3.
Nice.
Wow.
You did it.
That's lucky. All right. So wow. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror and shuffle timeline destabilization into the exploration deck.
But you didn't fail.
All right.
Okay. You've got 2 more turns.
Well, let's do it again.
Okay.
Oh, I know what it is. See, if I fail, then I'll take a horror and I don't get to do anything.
Right.
I have to. But if I go over there. All right. So let me just count this.
So there's 12 locations.
There are 12, but there are only 6 matching.
Now, I didn't look at those to see if there were multiples, like if there was 2 cards that have the same symbol on them. But, there's 12 cards in there.
There's 13 cards now.
So there's one more encounter card.
All right, I'm gonna walk over here and I'm going to take
1 damage.
That's my second action. I'm going to take 1 damage
and explore
from those rolling streets or whatever it is. Take 1 damage or 1 horror, explore, draw the top card of the exploration deck, etc., etc. This is a diamond.
Nope.
Not what I'm looking for.
That would have been over here. But...
This is a heart.
Okay.
Down there. This is a circle. This is the temple.
This one.
This is a diamond. Oh, so there are multiples.
Okay, that's what I thought.
This is
the one you need.
Lost in Time.
Hey, look, we've got them all out now.
Revelation, shuffle a non-story asset you control into your deck, moving all damage and horror from that asset to your investigator.
Oh no.
If no asset is shuffled into your deck by this effect, choose and discard 3 cards from your hand. Wow.
So bye-bye, Duke.
That is rough. Duke is going into my deck. I lost Duke somewhere in the streets of present-day Mexico City.
Yeah. Okay, so, but the good thing is, Brad...
The Mexico City has a really strong animal control office.
Maybe you'll find them.
And they'll pick him up for me.
Don't you have a thing that will let you find Duke, or...
Nope, I begin the game with Duke in play.
Oh, okay. Well, now we'll just have nothing but wins when it comes to exploration.
All right.
Because all the negative cards are out, unless there's something that tells us to shuffle additional cards back into this deck. Because we'll just keep exploring.
Okay. That's good.
So, but that was your third action?
That was my third action.
All right. Enemy turn. This guy does nothing. Upkeep phase. You can draw a card and take a resource.
Wow, that would have been a good card to have a few minutes ago.
Yeah. Now we get to do the Mythos phase. So we got 3 added onto there, and I will take an encounter card. And I get Window to Another Time. Peril. You must either choose one. Choose and shuffle an ancient location back into it, or place 1 Doom on the current agenda. Well, I can only place 1 Doom on the current agenda. So we're halfway through that.
Treachery, Words of Power, a hex, revelation. Put Words of Power into play in your threat area. If there are 1 or more enemies at your location with Doom on them, you cannot damage those enemies or discover clues at your location. 2 actions. Discard Words of Power. So the Words of Power on me.
Oh.
What?
Well, I didn't search there, and I won't be able to search there, because while Hand of Brotherhood is ready, action and fast action abilities on its location and connecting locations cannot be triggered.
Oh.
So you were not supposed to be able to search
there either.
So,
well, then we would have put that guy way over there.
Yeah, we would have, right?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
else I can just move down there.
No, put him way over. Put him way over there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's because I read that card and just did not process. Yeah.
Okay. We need to reset. All right. Now we are back into the investigator phase, and I might as well. Do I want to spend 2 actions? I might as well spend 2 actions.
I'd rather you spend 2 actions than me take a damage.
No. Yes. Templo Mayor. Ancient location. Technocacan. Forced. After the temple enters play, shuffle your discard pile into your deck. Discard cards from the top of your deck until a weakness is discarded. Draw that weakness. Okay, so that's forced. So let me do that first.
That's you, not me, right?
After it enters play, shuffle your discard pile into your deck. Discard cards from the top of your deck until a weakness is discarded, and draw that weakness. So it's also discarding all of my cards that I want. Oh my god. Nope, that's not a weakness. Oh my god. Holy crap. Ugh, God, all my good cards are gone now, Brad. Son of a gun. And I got my stupid-ass stubborn detective. Okay. As an action, shuffle a weakness from your discard pile into your deck. Discover 2 clues at this location. Group limit once per round. This has a shroud of 2 and 2 clues per investigator for a total of 4.
Do you think I should have done that too?
No.
You don't think I should have done that too?
No, it doesn't say for you to do it.
Well, it doesn't say. It doesn't. Yeah, it would say every investigator or something like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah. All right, so I've got Stubborn Detective here. He has a fight of 3 and hit points of 2, and he has an agility of 2. My fight is 3. It's the same as his. What's that?
But don't forget to advance the...
Oh, right. Let's take care of that before my...
Advance the act.
Before my my turn is done. So go ahead, Brad.
All right. In the distance, light seeps through a wide crack in the ground. As you approach it, you realize the chasm is not natural at all. Below you see the sky, as if you were peering into a reflection of the clouds above. Wisps of gray smoke emerge from the chasm, giving off a familiar bittersweet scent. You step through and resist the urge to vomit as the world spins upside down.
Oh.
When you open your eyes again, you are in another place. Not somewhere, but somewhen. The investigator who just put a Technoctilon location into play by exploring successfully must test will at 4.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not going to do that, or else what?
If he or she fails, he or she must search the collection for a random basic madness or injury weakness and shuffle it into his or her deck.
Must search where?
I believe that is like your giant box of cards.
Oh my god. Well, I'm going to have to do that since I'm going to lose this.
You're going to pass this.
No, I've got a willpower of 1. I have no cards that I can throw in, and I have to succeed at 4.
It's like you're... Wow.
I got a skull. Skull says -1, -3 if you are at an ancient location. So I failed by 7. And how many am I supposed to add in?
A random basic madness or injury weakness.
Oh.
All right. Do we want to pause to...
No, we'll just do this stupid stuff.
Okay, I will...
Well, I still have one more action.
All right. And connections are different now.
Oh, so things are...
So the temple now connects to these 2 end things. But these still connect to the temple, right?
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They're weird one-ways that go...
All right, so what am I supposed to be finding?
A madness... You basically search all the
Oh,
weaknesses.
so just a basic weakness.
Well, but that is a madness or an injury.
Oh my god.
So
here's a madness, but I don't want madnesses. I can just go with this one.
Well, no, just get your... Don't you have your... It's a random one.
Yeah, no, that's why. So now I have to spend all this stupid time looking for injuries and basic weakness omen, basic weakness madness, monsters, madness. Injury, madness. All right, so that's that. That bites. All right, so shuffle these up. Doesn't really matter. All right, Brad, pick a card, any card. And I get a paranoia, basic weakness, revelation, discard all of your resources. Okay, now, am I supposed to put this into play?
I do believe. No, shuffle it into your deck.
All right, which is now, which
like
is very
7
small.
cards.
Yeah.
Wow. That is some brutal
Yeah,
business there.
Yeah, which means I'm going to lose all my resources, which sucks. Oh,
Well,
man,
spend
I hate
them.
this.
Spend them.
Well, I don't have anything to spend them on.
Draw some cards. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Anything? Okay, so
Right.
that was that,
Act
right?
2. No, we're not even. No, it gets
I mean,
worse.
this is done, right? I mean, this
yeah,
is...
well, now we got this
Find
one.
the first location, enters play by exploring system. Okay.
Did that one. Act 2. Past and present. Is this real or a vision? Either way, the secrets of the ancients may hold the key to finding the Nexus of Nakai. Objective. Find paths to the Nexus by discovering all the clues from as many different Technoctilon locations as you can before time runs out. If there are 6 Technoctilon locations in play with no clues on them, advance.
Holy crap.
We're not going to get that. That's not happening.
We don't know that yet, but...
Well, I mean, because they can go away and then come back.
Yeah. All right, so the question is, am I going to be able to punch this guy? I'm only going to be able to hit him for 1. I've only got 1 action left. Nothing that I can throw in. And I get I fail.
Oh.
So he doesn't have retaliate. But I'm done.
That is brutal.
I am done. And I didn't want to use my big elusive or my slip away card because he would have just followed me. So, all right. That's my turn, Brad. What would you like to do?
I'm going to do my first action. I'm going to spend 3 resources to get Dark Horse into play.
Okay.
But it doesn't do anything until I have no resources in my resource pool. So.
Okay. All right.
And my second action, I'm going to take a damage.
And explore.
And explore.
And you're
looking for a star.
Yep, you'll find one.
That is not it. That is triangle. Star, Sacred Woods.
All right.
All right.
So shuffle that all back
together there. Shuffle. Sacred Woods.
Okay.
There's 1 clue per investigator, so 2. The shroud here is 4. Forced. Right. After Sacred Woods enters play, each investigator at this location discards the top 10 cards of his or her deck. As an action, if you have no cards remaining in your deck, discover all of the clues at Sacred Woods.
Wait, I can do that.
You're almost there.
I know, right?
But we can also investigate, right?
Yeah, but I can discover all of them.
Okay, now
and then I'll get to reshuffle my deck.
Now this is connected only to heart and triangle.
Okay.
So
heart
that's
is down
gone.
here. Okay.
This is gone. This is just one way.
Okay.
I need somebody to make some one way and
I've got a
2-way.
Make some.
2-way.
Oh, but now it's much harder for me to get down there. Shoot.
Yes.
As an action, discard the top 10 cards and take all the clues.
No. I must discard the top 10 cards. I'm discarding the top 10 cards.
Okay.
So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ugh. There's my card that I really wanted, my ally. No, Yodel. And I also saw one of my weaknesses, my personal weakness, go by in there, so that's a good thing.
That's good. All right. So Shroud of 4.
Shroud of 4. Well, my lore is 2. So I've got 1 action remaining. Interestingly, I'm going to conduct a desperate search.
Okay.
Which one can commit to a skill test only if you have 3 or fewer remaining sanity. And remember that sanity I gave to Duke passed on to me. So I only have 3 sanity. So I will use a desperate search. That gives me a bonus of 4 intellect. So I'm up by 2. Sorry, I'm going to clean off both these clues probably. So you won't be able to come down here and do their nifty thing. But such is life. -1. I got 1. All right.
Wow. Okay.
Those are my 3 actions.
So.
Indeed.
Those are your 3 actions?
Wait, were there 3 actions?
I don't know. I thought you just said you did 3 actions.
Let's count.
You did a search.
I did a search.
Yeah.
I got out Dark Horse, and I did an investigate, yes.
All right, so that's 3.
Yep.
All right, enemy turn. This guy does nothing. I take 1 damage. Okay. Now it is upkeep phase. Draw a card. Take a resource. I've got all these awesome resources, and
I'm going to go ahead and take a resource. Why not? No, yeah, I will. Why not?
And I can't even explore until can't investigate until I get rid of this stubborn detective. Did you get something good?
Did.
All right. Well, let us add another mythos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will take the top card, and I get an Itzly Guardian. Now I have 2 guys on me. One has got to fight a 4. The other's got to fight a 3. Both of them have hit points of 2. Spawn any empty location. Ancient if available. Alert and aloof. So he has to spawn at an empty location.
It's weird.
But when he attacks, though, he's still going to attack adjoining locations, right?
Yep. So I'll just have to take a...
Yeah.
Take a hit from him.
All right, Brad, you get a
You
card.
do not, though, because the connection only goes
one way.
One way.
Oh, okay. So the location only goes out?
Well, no, but so this is connected to a star. No. This is connected to a star. That's the only connection that this one has.
Oh, but this one is a one-way out.
But this one connects to a triangle.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Brad, you get a draw and encounter card.
Oh, I was hoping to just kind of talk my way past that.
No, can't
It's
do
a
that.
Brotherhood Cultist.
Great.
Hunter, Brotherhood Cultist gets +1 fight and +1 evade for each doom on it forced. When you initiate an attack against Brotherhood Cultist, place 1 doom on Brotherhood Cultist. Oh, man. And then, if there are 1 or more enemies at your location with doom on them, you cannot damage those enemies or discover clues at your location.
How do you get rid of that?
I would have to evade him, I think.
No. How do you get rid of that?
Spend 2 actions. Which means I'll have to get a... I'd have to take
But he
2.
doesn't... Oh, but...
I'd have to take 2 opportunities. Well, the first... Yeah.
So wait. So the minute that you engage with him, or the minute you attack him, he gets a doom on him.
Right.
So then that triggers that other thing, which means you can't...
Right. So I have to evade him.
Yeah. We're not supposed to win this game, Brad.
Steven.
I'm just saying, we're not
How
supposed
many
to.
times?
We're not supposed to win this game. Oh, also, did we do our... Yeah. Mythos. Okay. I think we've done everything correctly. We're now back into the investigator phase.
Did we put a doom on there?
Yes, we did. Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. I've got a guy that I got to punch, and I'm going to use some unexpected courage to punch him in his face. So I will be at 5 to his 3.
All right.
0. So he'll take a damage. And now, unexpected courage goes away. All right, well, now I'm tied 3 to 3. Ugh. -3, so I lost. And for my third action, I will attack him again. Same one. Dang it! All right, so this is a one-way, right? Because it's going to confuse me. So
it goes that way.
Okay, so what about the connecting locations from here?
That's a one-way too.
Where?
From here to here.
This is one way?
Yeah, because this one only goes here.
Oh, so but how do you get back into here? You can only get in through here?
That is correct. That is the only way back in there.
Oh, that's confusing. Okay, well, my turn is done, and I didn't kill
And if
this
that
guy.
one flips, maybe we'll even lose that connection.
Yeah. All right, well, my turn is done. I'm going to take another damage.
I mean, I think that's how that goes, right? I remember that from previous scenarios, that there were one-way connections where... Okay.
Yeah, no, you're right.
All right, I'm going to attempt to evade the Brotherhood Cultist.
Okay.
I'm going to play Resourceful. I'm going to really hope this works because I need this to work. So that puts his evade is 2, my agility is 3. Now with this 1, I'm up to 4.
Okay, shake that bag good because that skull popped up twice.
So I'm up by 2.
Okay.
To evade.
-4. If you fail, place 1 clue from the token pool on the nearest ancient location. Did you already take... Did you get a clue?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
All right, I guess I'll have to try to evade again.
He doesn't have retaliate, right?
He does not.
Okay. All right, try to evade again.
Now I'm only up by 1.
Okay.
I really needed that Resourceful card to play out too.
Yeah.
+1.
All right. You evaded him.
Now I don't have 2 actions to spend.
You have to move.
Well, that's right, because then I'll just have to evade him again when but he has Hunter.
Yeah, but...
Oh, but he's...
He's evaded. So he's not going to move to your location at the enemy turn, which will give you 2 chances to get rid of that.
Right.
2 actions to get rid of that, so that when he does come at you.
All right, I'm going to flee down to Shochmin Hoch. Should have read these ahead of time. Hochimilco.
Okay. All right.
Apologies to Rodrigo, who's probably like not watching this video.
Probably not.
Never watches these.
No.
All right. A small wooden boat bumps up against the side of the canal, swaying gently in the rippling water. A juniper tree sticks out of the shallow water nearby, bending in the mild breeze. Okay, you know what, Steven? I like that. I think I'm just gonna go with that. As the text on this.
You actually have to flip it over.
Because that's nice.
That's how it goes.
That's pleasant.
And it is nice. Maybe you'll be in a nice location. Suddenly a tentacle comes up and drags you under. You are dead.
While you're at Hochimilco, you cannot gain resources.
Great.
Sorry. Spend 3 resources. Explore. Draw the top card of the exploration deck. I don't mind that, actually.
No, that's not bad.
I'm cool with that.
But you are out of turns now. How many? Shroud of 4?
Shroud of 4, no clues there, because it is not...
All right. Enemy phase. My guy is going to punch me for 1, so I've got 4 more hits to go. This guy does nothing. This guy does nothing. That guy attacks adjacent locations, which apparently I'm not in an adjacent location.
Yeah. If only he would shoot that cultist.
Yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Okay, so that's the enemy phase. So now we get to go into the upkeep phase. We get to draw a card, and guess what? Oh, smuggled goods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I do not pull up a, what do you call it there? Resource.
Okay, wait a minute. I might be able to do this. This is an event, so I can't play it right now. Oh, but I've got this guy. There is an enemy at my location. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Done our upkeep phase, so now it is the Mythos phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. And I get a timeline destabilization. Test my willpower at 1. This test gets +1 difficulty for each ancient location in play, so now it is up to 3. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror and shuffle timeline destabilization into the exploration deck. Oh, no. No, Brad.
No, indeed.
Because here I thought this was going to be easy, and now it's not.
3.
So I got to test it at 3, and I'm only at 1, and I'll throw in 1, so I'm only down by 1, but it's going to... No, it's a waste to spend a card.
Why?
Because even if I throw in this card, I'm not even with the test.
Oh, yeah, don't throw the card. That will not significantly increase your chances.
I have to have a +2 or higher on this. And I get a -3.
Yeah.
So I have to take 1 horror and 1 damage.
Oh, okay.
And this gets shuffled into our exploration deck. Dang it.
I don't know how you did that without... You took a horror just by pulling out a horror token and calling it a damage, and a damage token and calling it a horror.
Yep. All right. Well. Now you get an encounter card.
You've tainted the exploration.
I know, right? That sucks.
A tear in time. Hex, revelation, test will at 3. For each point you fail by, you must either lose 1 action or take 1 horror. I cannot afford to lose an action.
What are you testing at?
Well, my will is 4, so I'm only up by 1. But I'm going to say my prayers.
Okay, say your prayers.
Max 1 committed per skill test. Commit to a skill test only if you have 3 or fewer remaining sanity. So it's going to add 4 will to my... So I'm at 8.
Nice.
So I'm up by 5.
Good. Shake that good. Man, I'm so angry at this game.
-3.
That's a good thing. So you succeed.
Glad I said my prayers. All right. We've been conceptualizing time as if it were a straight line moving forward from one point to the next. The truth is quite different.
It is a snake swallowing its tail. Descending a pyramid. Rising to the stars in a rocket ship.
All right.
All right, well, at least I might as well try to punch this guy if I can. I have nothing to... Well, I do have one thing.
Excuse me while I punch this guy.
I'm going to add in my smuggled goods to add the wild card, so I'm up by 1. And I get a +1. So now he's finally dead. My first action. My second action... What does this say? As an action, shuffle a weakness from your discard. Okay. Oh man, I could do that, but that would be really bad. And then I could discover 2 clues at this location. Or I could just investigate. The Shroud is 2. I'm at 4. I'll throw in... No, Shroud's at 2. I'm at 4. I will investigate, and I get a -1. So there is a clue. I will investigate for my third action, because getting back here if I leave is a pain in the butt. Oh, cultist head. Reveal another token. If you fail, place 1 doom on a cultist enemy. Ooh. And I get a -3. I did fail, so I do have to place 1 doom on a cultist enemy.
Yeah, not this guy.
Why not?
Because if he has a doom... Oh, no, never mind. He gets +1 and +1 fight and +1 evade for each doom on him.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know, what is that guy's doom deal?
No. After the last clue is discovered from an ancient location, if the Hand of Brotherhood is ready, place 1 doom on Hand of the Brotherhood. Yeah. So we still just can't trigger anything there, so
he's just doomy.
Yep, okay. There's my 3 turns. Only got 1 clue. Man, this is a brutal game, Brad.
All right, I'm going to spend 2 actions to ditch Words of Power the Hex.
Yep.
And for my third action, I'm going to spend 3 resources.
To explore. And you're looking for a heart.
Diamond.
Okay. Heart.
Timeline destabilization.
Oh, no.
Thanks, Steven. Test will at 1. Hey, I threw my Say a Prayer card away. Test will at 1, +1 difficulty for each ancient location, so test will at 3. I'm going to be testing +1. So I've got 4, it has 3. +1.
Wow, nice. Good job,
right.
Brad.
But I do not have enough resources to explore again.
Nope, not until the next turn, and your turn is over.
No, next turn I don't get resources.
Why?
Because you don't get resources.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
All right, it is the enemy phase. This guy does nothing.
This guy's got Hunter, and so I think he's going to
down to you.
Hunt me.
Well, now you can fight him.
Now I can fight him.
And then the Etzli Warrior does nothing, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Okay, upkeep phase. And then draw a card. Oh, man.
Must be a heck of a card he drew.
Well, I don't know if this was supposed to be something that I was supposed to put into play at the beginning. It says it's a permanent card. It's my adaptable card.
Oh, yeah, that's
supposed to be there at the beginning of the game.
Supposed to be there in the beginning of the game.
All right.
Oh.
That's all right.
All right, draw a different card.
Because it's going to be my weakness. This one is weakness caught red-handed. Revelation, ready each enemy at your location or connecting location.
Hey, didn't you discard your...
Detective? Yeah. Why?
Shuffle a weakness from your discard pile into your deck. Discover 2 clues at this location. Group limit once per round.
Well, I can do that in the next time.
Yeah.
But I don't want to fight that guy again. He hit me for like 3, 4...
Just saying. I mean, sometimes we take a hit for the team.
I guess. Each hunter enemy at a connecting location moves 1 location towards you. It's already engaged with you, so I don't think your hunter can move towards me.
Yeah.
If no enemies move as a result of the effect, shuffle caught red-handed back into your deck, which is crap because I've got 2 weaknesses in this deck now of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to be losing all of my resources here very soon.
So give me that.
Which one?
The caught red-handed.
Caught red-handed. It says if no one is moved, no one is done, shuffle it back into my...
Each hunter enemy at a connecting location. Okay, you have to be at a connecting location, which there's only...
There's only you, and he's engaged with you. So at some point, I'm going to lose my resources, which means the cards that I do have in play, which are event cards, which I can't trigger, are going to not be usable. Okay, it is now time.
Freaking fury.
It is time now for the mythos or the agenda to advance.
Yep. So we pull that doom over there too. Yeah. You slide all the doom off.
All right.
All right. Here we go. Check campaign log. If the Harbinger is still alive.
It is.
I'm pretty sure we did not.
I think I have to pull him out.
Yeah, the Harbinger is definitely not dead.
Yeah.
Harbinger is still alive. He has taken 3 points of damage.
Yep.
All right. Following no telltale flash of light, a sudden explosion of thunder blasts across the sky, causing you to jump in shock. As though drawn from the sound, a streak of silver lightning crashes down from the clouds, ripping a tear in the world before you. Through this tear, a familiar creature emerges. Not to my guy, but... it hisses in anger and raises its gilded spear to attack. Search the collection for Harbinger of Volusia and spawn it at the location farthest from all investigators. If there are 6 or more tally marks, and there are, under Yig's Fury in your campaign log, it enters play at the lead investigator's location instead.
Okay, that's fine.
It enters play with damage on it equal to the amount of damage recorded in parentheses in your campaign log.
That's 3, you said?
That is 3.
Okay. He has a fight of 3. He has a evade of 3. And he has hit points of 20. Now, just as a reminder from the last time that this guy showed in here, he has Alert, Hunter, Retaliate. Harbinger of Volusia can retaliate while exhausted. Forced, after Harbinger of Volusia is successfully attacked or evaded, place 1 resource on it. Then if there are 2 resources on it per investigator, or a total of 4, it vanishes with a sinister hiss. Set aside out of play, it keeps all damage tokens. So
at this point, my vote is to just generate doom and get out of here. But let's see.
Well, I mean, I have to do something against him.
Yeah. So Ichitaka's strength continues to wane. What? When was Ichitaka's strength waning? Oh, well. I must have missed a bit.
Well, remember, she was all pale and
that's
pasty,
right.
crusty-faced after...
that's right. Yep. I thought she was just hungover, but...
Yep.
Ichitaka's strength continues to wane as you journey through the strange vision. You've never seen her this troubled. She is often distracted, peering about as though any moment the answer will appear before her. From time to time, she mutters strange phrases to herself. How could this have happened? The answer will be with the ancients. Someone else is here. I know it.
Oh, guess who it is?
The Harbinger.
Yeah.
What were we doing that caused all that? Oh,
we advanced the mythos. So, and hey, guess what?
Hey, that's just what we need.
Now I get creeping poison, surge, revelation. Each investigator who is poisoned takes 1 damage. That's nobody.
Not me.
And now I get Serpent of Technicalon. Humanoid, monster, serpent. While Serpent of Technicalon is at an ancient location with clues on it, it gains Retaliate and Alert. Otherwise, it gains Hunter. Forced, after the serpent deals you damage from its attack. If you are not poisoned, put a set-aside poison weakness into play in your threat area. This one has a fight of 3, an evade of 3, and a hit points of 5. I'm dead. It was nice knowing you, Finn.
A tear in time.
Nice.
Revelation. Test will at 3. For each point you fail by, you must either lose 1 action or take 1 horror. I'm up by 1.
Yep. Go for it, Brad.
I'm going for it, Steven. Lost by 2.
Lost by 2.
So I must either lose 2 actions or take 2 horror. 2 horror would put me down at 1 sanity remaining. So I'm going to lose...
2 actions?
I wonder if I can lose one action.
No. It says either or. It doesn't say...
For each point you fail by, you must either.
Oh, okay.
For this point,
sure. You could do 1 and 1. If you wanted to, but I mean...
This guy does only horror damage. I'm going to lose 2 actions.
Okay.
I know that's idiotic, but... That's
all right. Well, Brad, why don't you go first?
That's good, because I'll forget that I have lost those 2 actions if I don't go first.
Why don't you go first?
All right. I am going to go first, and I am going to... if I try to fight this guy, it's even Steven. And I still can't get out of here to get a new...
Yep.
All right, I'm just gonna. He doesn't have retaliate, so I'll take a horror. Oh, I'm so.
Yep, we are both screwed here.
All right.
We are both screwed.
I'm going to play Inspiring Presence for my fight, so that I will be fighting him at 3, and his fight is at 2, so I'm up by 1. I will remember my hero, Leo Anderson. His presence will inspire me.
Yeah.
0. I did it, Steven.
Good job.
Put 1 damage on. He takes 3 damage to kill.
Oh.
I should have. If I evaded him, I can't go anywhere.
No, you didn't have anything, so you got a damage on him. Good job.
He's still gonna, but now he's gonna put a horror on me.
Yep. When we get to that. Okay, trust me, you're going to be even more angry here in just a little bit. Okay, well...
what was that? Was that a... What did I draw there? Because as soon as I attacked him, I should have put a Doom on him, which gives him a +1, so which gives him a 3. What did I draw? What was the...
You lost by... 1.
No.
You won by, I don't know, 2? I'm sorry. I was looking up to see what alert.
You know what? Maybe I shouldn't have even won that, but there you go. Whatever.
I was looking to see what alert means. What does alert mean?
Alert means...
it's not in the book.
Alert. Alert's not in the book?
No, I looked here on the index, and I don't see anything that says alert.
Huh, weird. I used to be alert. Maybe it's the opposite of aloof. Alert, huh? Here, right here. Each time an investigator fails a skill test while attempting to evade an enemy with the alert keyword, after applying all results for that skill test, that enemy performs an attack against the evading investigator.
Okay, well, I'm going to be dead here in just a few minutes, Brad. So, because this one has alert, hunter, retaliate, alert, hunter, and retaliate. Because there are clues on my location, and I'm in an ancient location. I am going to try to evade the Harbinger of Illusia. And I'm going to spend 2 resources so that I can use... Oh, wait. No, I'm going to do this on the Serpent of Technicolon.
Okay.
Add my book learning skills to my evade. If you succeed by 2 or more and the evaded enemy is non-elite, it does not ready during the next upkeep phase. And this is a non-elite enemy. So I am now at 8 to its 3. So I'm up by 5. Oops, somebody came out of their container. And I get a -1. So he is evaded at my location. But I think... Oh, no, he doesn't have the... he doesn't have the thing. All right. Oh, I shouldn't have used that card. Oh, well. Let's see. Where can I move to? I can only move to here. Can I undo that?
Sure.
At this point? Because... No, because
these guys are...
these guys will still come on me.
Yeah.
Because I could play elusive, disengage from each enemy, engage with you, and move to a revealed location with no enemies. But they'll just come right back and jump on me. So that doesn't do anything. So I guess I'm going to try and just evade the Harbinger of Illusia. And I'm just going to throw in you handle this one instead of giving Brad my bad guy. He's got an evade of 3. I've got an agility of 5. Oh, Oh, and I get a -3. So I fail, and guess what, Brad?
What?
He has alert and retaliate, so I get 2 damage.
Well, that's just going to about kill you.
And 2 horror. And for my third and final action, I guess I will throw in elusive and try that again. This time I'm up by 1. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 history, so I'm up by 2. And I get a -1, so he is evaded. But, oh, that doesn't matter, does it?
Why?
Oh, it can retaliate while exhausted. Okay.
Yeah.
So I did, but now I get to put a resource on it.
Now, can you get out of there is the thing.
I can't. I just used up all my actions.
Well, they won't bite you.
Well, not this time, but they will immediately re-engage with me. This one won't. This one won't because I used my... Oh, no, I just threw that in. Shoot. All right, well. Okay, Brad, that's the end of my turn.
You know, I sometimes concerned that we give away too much of the story on these.
Like I said, you're about ready to lose your crap.
There are other games where I'm like, well, why did we just skip this one? You just go, you know what?
I think you're gonna be very angry at the end of this one.
Is this one where it just
keep going? It's your turn.
I don't want to take my turn, Steven. No, it's not my turn. I'm done. I just didn't flip over.
Oh, you were first. That's right. Okay. All right. Enemy turn. This guy does nothing. This guy does nothing. This guy does nothing. This guy attacks, but I'm not in a connecting location.
This cultist, who has a very grandmotherly little lamp with a clock in the base of it on his desk, and actually just looks like kind of some dude you would see at any con anywhere.
Yeah, any Ren fair somewhere.
A little green cloak. And
okay.
You look like it'd be fun to maybe get a craft beer with, maybe.
Okay. Well, you should suggest that instead of letting him attack you.
Yeah, well, no. He's just going to go boo.
Oh, and scare you.
And scare me.
For 1?
For 1 horror.
And how many horror do you have left?
I have 2 left.
Okay. All right. Nice. Okay, upkeep phase. If all the enemies have gone, take a card and get a... Oh, look, I got a Relic of Ages and get a resource.
I don't get a real resource.
You don't, do you? Exhaust Relic of Ages. Test. If you succeed, remove 1 doom from the current agenda. If you fail, add 1 doom to Relic of Ages. Max 1 success per game. That's nice. That is nice. Oh, there's no way I can hit any of these guys. These guys will ready, so this guy readies.
I have
guy readies.
I have things to do, Steven, on my turn.
Okay, well, did you take a card?
I did take a card.
All right, well, now we get to add 1 to the mythos, and we get to take an encounter card, and I get Timeline Destabilization Hex. Test my brain power, my brain power at 1. This test gets +1 difficulty for each, so I'm at 3. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror, and shuffle Timeline Destabilization into the exploration deck. Oh, I failed immensely. So I take a damage, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am dead.
Well, you're not. You're defeated.
I am defeated.
You're defeated.
And now these guys just hanging out up here. So stupid. So stupid. All right, Brad. Enjoy the rest of your game. Look, this is the first time I almost got through my entire deck. My next card would have been, flashlight. Oh, there's that weakness. All right, Brad. Knock yourself out.
Mama said.
Yep.
All right. For my first action, so if I don't attack a dude for my first action, if I just willingly let him take...
Yeah, he could take a poke at you.
A poke at me, right? Is that how that goes?
I mean, you draw a card and he'll take a poke at you. Take a resource, he'll take a poke at you.
Okay, I'm engaged, and if I do
If you do
anything,
anything else other than
he'll take a
attack
poke
or evade, he will take a poke at you.
I'm going to let him take a poke at me because
Okay.
I am going to spend 2 resources. Because you know who I found here?
Who?
Down by the docks, I found Duke.
Ah, Duke. He came back.
Dookie.
So he'll immediately take some damage.
Johnny tests Dookie. I will take a horror. I wonder if I can give it to Duke.
Sure, why not?
Well, because it would be cheating.
No.
All right, I'll give it to Duke.
Why would it be cheating?
I don't know.
Can Duke not take horror?
Maybe Duke didn't exist when the Brotherhood cultist attacked me. Maybe.
No. I mean, think about the order the thing is.
I
You
don't
did
know
your
what-
action. Duke came out.
The
Then
cultist.
this guy.
Okay.
It's not an immediate interrupt.
All right. As my second action,
Okay.
I'm going to exhaust Duke.
Uh-huh.
I attack. Duke attacks with a base skill of 4 versus this guy. Now he's got 2 dooms on him. So now he's at 4 also. So it's even Stevens. I don't have any card to drop, but...
Shake it well.
Oh, no, wait. While I have no resources,
Mm-hmm.
I get +1 to every one of my 4 attributes. So I'm at +1.
Nice. And you're attacking this guy?
Yeah, Duke is attacking.
Oh, okay. All right. But this guy has a bonus now added on to 2 of them.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
+1.
Nice. So you won by 2.
And Duke does 1 extra point of damage.
Awesome. So does he die?
This guy's gone.
Nice.
I was kind of counting on those 2 extra dooms to advance the agenda
Or
quickly.
you could just become defeated, Brad. So
All
that was
right.
2 actions.
It's
You
2
have 1
actions.
action left.
So I cannot gain resources,
Nope.
but I need resources to spend to explore here.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I would rather do...
Now keep in mind, these guys are going to start coming after you.
Well, they
both have Hunter.
can only go
1 space.
to here or
here.
there.
Yep.
So if I go to the Sacred Woods...
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that's not me. This is me. I'm going to go to these... No! Oh, Duke's.
And that would be your 3rd.
Okay. Yep, I'm going to go to the Sacred Woods.
Yeah. All right, turn's over. Enemy time. Oh, but you're going to take some damage.
Why am I going to take some damage?
Now on the enemy turn, this guy does nothing.
Uh-huh.
That guy attacks a connecting location.
Ah.
And
Poor
then
Duke took a shot.
These 2 guys are going to move 1 closer.
1 closer. I think 1 closer is here.
Yep.
So there's a lot of dudes here.
Yep.
Now let me double check this guy. While Serpent of Technoctilon is at an ancient location with clues on it, it gains Retaliate and Alert. Otherwise, it gains Hunter.
Oh, so I guess it's just still sitting there then.
He's just still sitting there.
Okay.
He does not have Hunter right now.
All right. Not yet. But, you need to clear all the clues and all of the explorers and all the locations in order to win this
I'm
game.
thinking that's not going to happen.
And also, did you notice that there's no resign ability in this scenario?
Notice. Yeah. There's I'm pretty convinced I'm gonna. Yeah, it's just a matter of how long I drag this out. Basically.
Okay.
All right. So
that was the enemy turn.
phase now. Upkeep.
Upkeep.
I'll reset me. Reset Duke.
Yep. Get a clue.
Draw a card.
Now you can get a resource, dude.
Well, I don't know if I want to.
Oh yeah, that's an option, right?
Yeah, I can option out of getting a resource, and I don't think I'm going to.
All right. So we'll add 1 to the mythos, which is now up to 2 of 5.
All right.
And then you can draw an encounter card.
Creeping Poison. Surge. Revelation. Each investigator is poisoned. I'm not poisoned. Lost in Time. Hex. Revelation. Shuffle a non-story asset. Stephen.
Non-story asset.
A non-story asset you control into your deck, moving all damage and horror from that asset to your investigator. Stephen.
Yeah. Do you lose Duke again?
No, I'm going to lose Dark Horse.
Okay.
I'm going to lose Dark Horse.
If only you had resources.
Yeah, if only I'd taken a resource.
All right, your turn.
I had the chance.
Investigator phase.
Wow. All right, so I need to move out of here. But first, I probably ought to try to gain these clues.
All right.
So I'm going to first exhaust Duke and investigate. He investigates with a base skill of 4. I may move to a connecting location immediately before investigating with this effect, but I will not. So, Duke investigates with a base skill of 4. The shroud here is 4. Not
this is
looking.
Your last action, right?
Yeah, not looking likely. +1.
Nice, you got 1.
No, that was my. That was my. I think my.
Oh, that's your first action then. Huh?
That was my.
Yeah, first action.
Is it my first action?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep. Because you just dealt with that. You just did the encounter deck.
That's
You just
right.
started the investigator
That's right.
phase. So.
That's right. All right.
For your second action.
For my second action, I'm going to conduct a desperate search.
Okay.
Which requires that I have 3 or fewer sanity, which adds 4 to my lore. So I'm up by 2. My lore is now 6. The shroud is 4.
Nice. You're up by 2.
Up by 2.
And you get
Skull.
Which in this game, if you are at an ancient location, is a -3, so you fail.
For my third action, I'm going to move over here.
Okay.
Wait, but I can't do anything here because of that.
Right.
All right. I can discard cards with a total cost of 5 to search or to explore there.
Okay.
What if I moved here?
Well, you could certainly do that. You'll engage 2 enemies. And on their turn, they will both attack you. Which, at this point may not be a horrible thing.
It's an interesting thing to do.
Just rush in. Leroy Jenkins!
I could Leroy Jenkins. Well, because this guy damage carries on this guy.
Yeah.
So I could at least rough him up a little bit.
No, you won't. Because this is your final turn. Going into that room.
Oh, that's right.
He will attack you.
You
will be dead.
An awful lot. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll move over there. Okay.
Or you just stay here.
Nope. That's my third. No, I'm trying. I'm going to try, Stephen.
Right. Okay.
My third and final action.
Enemy turn. This guy does nothing. That guy, the warrior guy, shoots into your location, into this location. He's not there. And now that guy moves 1 to hunt you. This guy is just alert and hanging out. And that should be the enemy phase. So now it is the upkeep phase, Brad. I'll flip your card over. You can get a card and gain a resource if you so choose.
I have to gain a resource because I'm no longer a dark horse.
Okay. And with the Mythos phase, now at 3, you may draw an encounter card. Or you got to draw an encounter card first.
Shadowed, Scheme, Revelation. If there are no cultist enemies in play, take 1 horror and Shadow to gain Surge. But no. Otherwise, find the cultist enemy nearest you, place 1 doom on that enemy, and test will at X, where X is that enemy's fight value. If you fail, take 2 horror.
His fight value is 2.
So his fight value is 2, so I'm going to test will at 2. My will is at 4.
Okay.
Do I want to throw in... So I'm up by 2.
Yep.
I'm going to throw in Eureka.
All right.
Put me up by 3.
Okay.
It looked like I looked. I really didn't, but conscious that I don't want to look like I'm looking.
All right.
It's cheesy.
Hey!
Oh, Ready Duke, but I should have Ready Duke anyway. +2. Okay. Oh, I don't throw that in. I throw this in. All right. Eureka. If this test is successful, the investigator performing this test searches the top 3 cards of his or her deck for a card, draws it, and shuffles his or her deck.
Nice.
I am going to... Well, that would be a good card, but I'm going to take this card instead.
Okay. All right, go ahead and discard the encounter card. There in front of you.
All right.
And your other card. And now it is the investigator phase. Also, this will be the last round because there will be 5 Doom out at the end of this round. Unless you have something that removes Doom, like the Relic of Ages.
Do I want to make a desperate assault?
I would, honestly, I would try to hit him.
I think I'm going. I mean, I think if nothing else,
because he's going to keep coming back again and again and again in this game.
All right.
I mean, depending on how much further this game goes.
Yep. All right. I am going to move to the Sacred Woods. Wait, can I move to the Sacred Woods?
Why not?
Well, because things are weird moving places. Because he couldn't get to me over there, actually. That was one of the reasons why I went there. He couldn't actually get to me, but
you can move back, right?
Harbinger of Velusia is engaged with me. Alert Hunter retaliate. So for my second action,
punch him in the face, Brad.
I'm going to make a reckless assault. Actually, Duke. I'm going to exhaust Duke. He's going to fight. He attacks with a base skill of 4. He's going to make a reckless assault, which puts him up to 8.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to make a vicious blow, which is going to put him up to 9. And his attack is going to deal +1 damage for 3.
3 damage. All right.
So we're at 9 versus his attack of 3. I'm up by 6, Stephen.
Let's see how well this ends.
Maybe I shouldn't throw in both of those. Maybe I should.
Attack him 2 more times. I mean, you're going to get 4 hits on him, right?
No, I know what I'm going to do. I want to survive this. Okay. I do want to survive this.
All right.
Cultist.
Cultist is reveal another token. If you fail, place 1 Doom on a cultist enemy.
I'm up by 6.
This one is -4. If you fail, place 1 clue on the nearest ancient location.
I succeeded.
Okay.
So I did 3 points of damage to him.
All right.
3 points of damage.
So that was your first action, or that was your second action.
After the Harbinger is successfully attacked or evaded, place 1 resource on it. Mm-hmm. Then if there are 2 resources per investigator on it, it vanishes with a sinister hiss. Set it aside, out of play. It keeps all damage tokens. All right.
Do it again. 1 more time, Brad.
I'm not.
You're going to evade?
I'm going to evade.
But you can't move.
Don't care.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's going to matter.
Okay.
I'm going to use my manual dexterity to give me 2 more points of evasion. So my evade is at 5. His is at 3.
Okay.
So I'm
if
up by
fail,
2.
It retaliates.
Sorry. I'm up by 2.
Okay.
-4.
-4. If you fail, place 1 clue on the nearest ancient token.
All right, he retaliates, so he does 2 and 2. Poor Duke is going to take 1 of those. No, Duke is going to take 1. Duke's going to take 2 horror and die or be horrified. And I am going to take the 2 damage.
Okay.
Duke is out of there.
Okay. So now what are you down to?
I have I've got 2 physical damage left that I can take and 2 horror left that I can take.
Okay, it's the end of your turn, right?
It's the end of my turn.
So it is now the enemy turn. This guy does nothing. This guy does nothing. That guy shoots at you, right? Or not?
He does.
Not?
He does.
Okay, so he shoots at you for something.
For 1.
Okay.
And the Harbinger is going to, I get to pick, do I want to go from physical? I'm going to take the physical.
Okay.
I'm going to go down fighting physically. Look, if I'd evaded him, that would have been cool.
It would have been, yeah. All right, do not read until the end of the scenario. If no resolution was reached, if each investigator was defeated.
Wait. Duke could have taken another one. Never mind. It doesn't matter. I'm still defeated. Never mind. Sorry.
When you next open your eyes, you are back in the bed of your hotel room. You raise your hand to shield your eyes from the sunlight that pierces through the bedroom's curtains. The glaring light is akin to a vice crushing your temples. Thin wisps of incense smoke fill the air. Rising to your feet requires a colossal effort. A small voice in the back of your mind tells you that it was all a figment of your imagination, a nightmare fueled by weariness. It is the voice of self-preservation warning you to avoid the path of lunacy you have set upon. You ignore it and rise to your feet, your legs trembling with terror and exhaustion. Quietly, you call out for Iktaka, wondering if she remembers what happened last night, or if she was even there to begin with. You find her slumped on the floor, her back against the door of the hotel room. She is unconscious and unresponsive, her face ashen. After several worrisome minutes attempting to wake her, you finally succeed. She sputters into consciousness, coughing violently and convulsing as though possessed. The cave. The maw in the sky bathed in red. Did you see it?
Not me.
Nope. Your head pulses with pain as you attempt to remember the events of last night and you shake your head. It must be the path that leads to the Nexus, she continues, gripping her head tightly with one hand. You attempt to help her to her feet, but she pushes you away. What was I thinking? The boundary is thinning. Any tension, and it could have snapped. Her gaze shifts towards you. I should not have involved you in this, but, like it or not, you are involved. It is too late to go back. I know where to find the Nexus, and you must journey with me.
You know, must is a strong word.
Well, if it was Act 2 when the game ended...
It was?
Add each Technocolion location in play that has no value on it to the victory display. That has no value on it.
All right. So it's 2. Okay, 2 in the victory display.
Okay, so make a note of that.
Okay. Well, I'll just add them here to the victory display.
Okay. In your campaign log, record that 2 paths are known to you. 2 paths are known to us.
Got it.
If the Harbinger of Volusia entered play during this scenario, if it is in the victory display, nope. If it is still in play or it's set aside next to the Harbinger is still alive in your campaign log, record in parentheses how much damage is on the Harbinger of Volusia, replacing the number that was previously in parentheses.
Got it.
Okay. For each vengeance point in your victory display, record 1 tally mark under Yig's Fury in your campaign log. I don't think we had anything that was that.
But Yig's Fury is at 15.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Each investigator earns experience equal to the X value of victory cards in the victory display. Each investigator earns 1 additional experience for each Technocolion location in the victory display. Okay, so we just have 2 more.
How many did you spend?
I spent 3.
You spent all of yours?
I spent all 3 of mine.
Okay, so we each have 2 unused points.
So now I guess we go right into Resolution 1. No. Yes? No, because it didn't tell us to go to Resolution 1.
Nope.
Yeah, no resolution was reached.
That's it.
No Resolution 1, no Resolution 2.
We're done.
Interlude 3.
Interlude.
The Jungle Beckons.
No, it does not.
Interlude 3. The Jungle Beckons. How do you know? There's a lot of stuff here.
See it there. It's not beckoning to me.
Once more, you venture south, leaving the safety of civilization behind. There is no time to waste.
I do not.
The path to the Nexus lies on familiar ground, not far from the previous expedition's trail. Using the leather-bound journal as your guide, you retrace the expedition's journey. Soon, you are deep within the jungle, surrounded on all sides by hazards, some natural, others bizarre. In order, read each of the following sections. Check your supplies. Any one investigator must cross off 1 gasoline from his or her supplies. If no gasoline was crossed off, read out of gas. Unfortunately, a dozen or so miles north of the edge of the rainforest, your car runs out of gas. Since you are pressed for time, you decide to walk the rest of the way instead of returning for refuel. Traveling by foot sets you back several hours, but soon enough, you've reached the jungle once more. When drawing your opening hand during the next scenario, investigators cannot take a mulligan.
Okay. I'm going to just mark that in the bottom down
That's
here.
fine.
We're totally going to forget that.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure.
Do we want to, maybe we want to do this prelude?
No, because I think there's some other, there's a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Check your supplies. If any investigator has a map, he or she reads a path discovered. Do we have a map?
Not anymore.
Okay. That's too bad. Check your supplies. The investigators as a group must cross off 1 provisions per investigator from their supplies. For each provision they cannot cross off, choose an investigator to read low on rations.
So as a group, we must
cross off 1 provisions per investigator.
So we each have 1, so we're going to cross off 1. Okay.
Check your supplies. Each investigator with medicine may cross it off from his or her supplies to choose and remove a poisoned weakness from any investigator's deck. Nobody got a poison this time. As you trudge through the lush jungle and pass a series of familiar overgrown temple ruins, your keen eyes spot a pattern along the stone wall of the structure. Upon closer examination, you find that vines and caked dirt has hidden an elaborate carving of hieroglyphs. Check your supplies. If any investigator has a canteen... Does anybody have a canteen? Otherwise, read Secrets in the Stone.
I can spit on it.
You can spin on it? Okay.
Or other things.
Try as you might, you are unable to clear off the dirt and vines with only your bare hands. You have no choice but to leave this mystery behind.
I have a pickaxe.
You suffer no ill effects. Check the chaos bag and the campaign log. If all of the following are true, the lead investigator reads Faith Restored. So, there are 2 or more. There are not 2 or more... There are not 2 or more cultist heads. The investigators forged a bond with Iktaka. Have we forged a bond with her?
We have not.
Okay, so it's not. Let's see. If all of the following are true.
Yeah, none of the following.
That's too bad.
Yep.
All right, that's it.
What a shame.
What a shame. What a shame. So what you think, Brad?
So I realize what it is. Now here's the thing, Stephen. Now here's how I'm coming to terms with Arkham Horror: The Living Card Game.
So I like the mechanics of this one. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was kind of clever.
Okay. I've decided we are not playing a game. We're just reading some paragraphs in that little book.
I feel like we are spinning our wheels. That this had no... I mean, except now we have to start...
Well, this has some effect. But this...
Moving our cards and playing our cards. Yeah. That's why I was surprised that when I saw that...
But, by the way, were we defeated?
We were defeated.
We take...
We'll each start at the beginning with a...
With a trauma.
With a trauma.
I've got a physical.
And I do too.
You do too.
Yeah. I just... And I know some people are like, well, you should try playing it with 4 people. No, 4 people aren't going to do anything because that just makes the game more difficult.
And longer. Way longer.
Yeah. So, people who are like, oh, no, you need to play this with 4 people or 3 people. It's like, no, that's not the
honestly, I think that would be tons of fun. Well, no, I don't. I think it would be an interesting experience, is what I meant to say.
I don't think so, because it just means that there are then more monsters that are out, more clues that have to be taken, and Silly Boy there, the main monster man, now then has more hit points in order to defeat him. So I don't think that the answer is more players. I don't think that the game speeds up when you have more players.
Definitely it's going to get a lot
slow
slower.
things down. But I really felt like I didn't understand what the point of this scenario was. Right? In other games, it felt like everything we were doing, riding a train, searching through the streets of Arkham, exploring the theater, that had a purpose.
Yep.
Right? Even if we did, lose and we got thrown off the tracks and a few hours later we wake up.
When we played Shadow of the Demon Lord,
mm-hmm.
I tried to make sure every adventure
had a point, advanced
the plot, in some way, right. Maybe it revealed something, or maybe you gained something, or maybe. But I kind of feel like we just.
I mean, this kind of did. I mean, it kind of impressed upon us, but it could have easily been done with. Hey, you're riding through Texas and you run out of gas. Oh, by the way, suddenly you start seeing these flashes of light, and we see, past and the future collide in the same location. Go on to the next adventure. It's impressing upon us. Iktaka is saying, hey, you guys have screwed up. You've broken through the veil of time. The past and the future are both here. You're going to be stepping through things. But all the point of this was exposition of, look at how screwed up the timeline is. This is why you have to continue on to the journey to stop it.
Yeah.
There was not any kind of I didn't read Resolution 1 or Resolution 2. There were 2 resolutions in this thing. But that would have meant that we would have had to explore all these locations, gather all the clues.
Well, maybe, or would have at least had to survive.
This one says, if there are 6 locations in play with no clues on them, advance. So we would have had to have found 6 locations in play.
But if I had evaded and we'd flipped this, that might have been Resolution 2.
It might have been. I can look on here and just see. This one has... actually, one of these says go to Agenda 3A or Act 3A.
Yep. Act 3A and Agenda 3A. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what this one says.
Yeah.
So that would have been a whole nother
couple of rounds of stuff to do. Why take
why
them
were
out
they
of
not in?
Yeah, why take them out?
To
mess with us.
Yeah.
I don't know. This was not a good.
So
this was not a good scenario.
I'm really getting the point. So the deluxe scenario cost. What did it cost?
24, 34, something like that. And each one of these are $19 a piece.
Well, I pay 12.
Okay.
Because I get them.
Well, I was shipping and all that other stuff, tax and shipping, so. So $20 per thing, plus 40 or 50 for the main.
Yeah.
Box.
Plus, so we're into this for. Even at a discount, you're into this for $60 or $70 for the campaign. We've never got to play the last scenario,
right?
And this one felt. And maybe I just have got to do this. I'm just like you milled through your deck. It didn't matter what cards were in your deck because you milled through them all. I milled through 10 of my cards.
We live to fight another day, Brad.
Yeah, but so the game of this is just. I'm just kind of
going through the motions.
Yeah, I'm getting run by the machine.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing. It's like, we're too rushed, right? The game is rushing us.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing because you don't want a game like this to take 6 hours. That's what the other Arkham horror games are for, right? But at the same time, it's almost like no matter what you do, there's too much coming at you at once to effectively manage the encounter deck and the enemies and the mythos.
Right.
There's not a way to effectively manage that. So you're either constantly evading, which in this game, evading isn't going to be that good because it either locks down a location or puts doom, which it'll advance the mythos, or, there's a hunter after you.
And over the course of the long term of the investigation, the long term of the whole campaign, I don't feel like the tension is ratcheting up. Right. Which is another, it's small. It's, well, again, to go back to the role-playing game, your early adventures are kind of small, and as you get later on, a Call of Cthulhu game, right? As you get deeper and deeper into it, things get weirder and ratchet up. But this game, every time, it feels like, even from the first scenario, it's like, the yellow sign one. We went to a party, and the second one, we went to the party and we were murdering people, and like the first scenario should be a gimme, right? I mean, I always think it should be just kind of a
introduction to the weirdness.
Yeah, like here's the setting, a little exposition.
Yeah, this one intentionally sets out from the beginning to murder you.
Yeah,
and to murder your characters.
Yeah. There's something weird about just the structure of these campaigns, and I don't know.
We are four scenarios into 7 scenario or 8 scenarios.
6.
5 for us, really. Yeah. I'm not really sure I know what the story is at this point.
It is 7. We play 6. Yeah.
Yes. I'm not sure what the story is at this point. At no point, I mean, we found an artifact that we should never have found to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And now this woman is telling us that we're undoing time and space and we need to go and return this relic. But why? I mean,
right.
There's no, I mean, yeah, we're meeting these snake people, but there's nothing in the paragraphs of text that we're reading that explains that these are Yig or what this Brotherhood is. Now, granted, in the last scenario, we found out more about the Brotherhood and we went into this, we could have gone into this weird cave and stuff. In the last scenario, if we had followed Iktaka through town.
I'm not sure that we have, and I'll probably be wrong about this, but I'm not sure that we've had, I know we haven't had any kind of explanation about Yig.
Right.
Or
in the game.
And I'm not even sure Yig's name has been dropped
outside of the characters' names.
Right.
Like the Brotherhood of Yig or the Fang of Yig or something like Yig's Brood. We haven't had anything that says...
Like even Ichtaka hasn't said, beware Yig, something. You've got Yig's Fury here.
Yeah, but we don't know
on the campaign guide, but I don't think anybody
unless there's some big reveal coming up soon.
Yeah, but I don't think our characters know who Yig is.
No, they don't.
It's a weird game.
It really is. I mean, I don't know who the creators are on this game compared to the other games, if it's the same people that do, all the games or not, but I agree with you. This is a weird one.
That scene from the argument clinic where the guy says, I came here for an argument. And the guy says, oh, sorry, this is abuse.
Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Is this game making sense to you? I mean, we're playing it straight up. What are your thoughts? What are your reactions? Use the comment section below or send us an email, podcast@majorspoilers.com. If you want to help this channel out, you can certainly buy this game using the Amazon link, which is down in the description down below, or you can head over to patreon.com/majorspoilers and get access to a bunch of other stuff not related to this game or to Munchkinland, but a bunch of other stuff that we create just for you when you become a patron at patreon.com/majorspoilers. Might as well find out what's happening next, Brad. I mean, we might as well finally venture back into the jungle and see how poison we can get. We'll do that next time. And remember, it's not cheating if you don't get caught.